here on our big broadcast. And you can find her on the Twitter machine, because I refuse to call it X.
Yeah.
Because I want to break out into DMX's X gonna give it to you. But you can find her Peach Fuzz the Goat, which is awesome. And she has got several other Twitter aliases, but that's the one that I often go over.
Write these down, everybody. Write these down.
Write these down. That's right. So, Peach Fuzz, you are amazing. You recently have gotten back from I don't even know what the hell this was that I seen on your Twitter. There was a lot of booty shaking. There was a lot of...
It was a lot.
All sorts of things. What in the world is going on here? Explain all this to us.
So there is an entertainment company that I work with, and his name's Pipes. He's located in New York. And what he does is he likes to work a lot with the thicker and BBW girls. So this particular event that he threw was on a cruise ship, and it had over 40 porn stars and strippers all in the same place. Yeah, it was amazing. So I was lucky enough to meet a woman who had 86 inches of ass. 86 inches of ass. I didn't even know that was possible. So that's actually her Instagram if you wanted to find her.
What are we measuring? The width of it?
The largest part, the circumference of her ass. Yes, the largest. When she sat down, her ass actually kind of like went down to the sides because the chair was super, super small. It was crazy. It was crazy. The world's hugest tits on another woman. I didn't actually get her name. It was just all these different sites that I was seeing. I was like, oh, porn is amazing.
Porn is amazing.
Porn is amazing.
She could kill somebody if she sat on their face.
No, seriously. Suffocation.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be tough. What a way to go.
What a way to go.
Fucking amazing way to go. Complain about that.
That is amazing. So did the strippers and the porn stars like cross-pollinate, or did the strippers go, "Hey, I'm a stripper. I don't do, this porn thing"?
In my day, that's how it was. Strippers they thought we were dirty. We fucked. They were ecdesiasts, what you call the.
Oh, really?
Ecdesiasts. And they just were, it was like the difference.
Yeah.
They looked down at us.
What was it that way, Peach Fuzz? Or is everybody pretty much, I know a lot of strippers nowadays have OnlyFans. So I'm like, okay, everybody realizes what we're doing.
Like who he as a person, he's just got a really, really good group of girls, or gals, shall I say, that kind of just work well together. We're all nice to each other. We all have each other's back. It's more of a sisterhood because we all have the same goal. We want to just make sure everybody's professional, showing up in a proper manner, and able to dance for our fans. Really, is who we're doing it for.
That's cool. That's really cool. I'm glad that strippers over here, porn people over here.
Jiggy's in and out on my screen all the time. I don't know about yours.
Yeah, Jiggy.
We can go on with the show without him,
We got a little avatar of you, your little.
A little avatar of me.
That's what you call that.
That's what you call it. That. So, so how do you get invited to something like this?
I actually got lucky enough to find him on Instagram, and I reached out to him and I said, "Hey, would you want to work with me? Because I know I'm not a BBW, but I'm on the thicker side." And he was like, "Yeah, of course, I'd love to work with you." And it's just been smooth sailing since then. He has a large group of girls he networks with, and a lot of girls, they fly out from like Texas, from California, from Georgia, just to come to his events.
What's a BBW?
A big, beautiful woman.
Oh, mwah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Richard, I thought it was funny. Well, not really funny, but I thought it was interesting earlier. Peter has got to get away from the camera. So, I don't know what Peter Man thinks he's doing up here, but he's like, oh, there's a camera. There's a camera there. Peach Fuzz, one of the things that Richard brought up earlier, and I think you might have maybe caught the tail end of this, but Richard is from like the 70s and the 80s, and back in the day, they weren't letting BBWs in porn movies. That just wasn't gonna happen. And now, that's kind of one of the most popular, besides trans porn, obviously, because I have talked to so many people that is like the number one selling porn at various stores is trans porn. So,
Well, there were a few. Marilyn Chambers and Johnny Keys in Behind the Green Door.
Yes.
Huge. It was the first interracial sex scene.
That too.
That got out. Problem was not so much that makers of porn had any racial bias. They had a financial bias. Mm-hmm. Anybody that mixed black and white in their sex scenes, none of that would play the South. You would lose a huge part of your market.
Yeah.
And that was the reason for the racism in pornography. Wasn't about purity of race, it was about purity of green. So the black community suffered behind that situation. Video broke all that down. It removed the theaters as the sole source of revenue. So it didn't matter anymore. People could watch whatever they wanted and watch it at home. And it changed the industry a lot.
And I think going off of what you said, that's really one of the reasons why you haven't really seen a lot of like BBWs, because it is a large industry, like you were saying. It's growing really, really well, but there wasn't as many opportunities for them, and they were paid a lot less than what you would typically see.
Yeah. Well, also, everybody got paid a lot less when video took over. There weren't the megastar day was very few and far between. There have been some like an Evan Stone, a Tara Patrick, and the names that come out. They're oldies now to you guys, but I don't know who they are nowadays. But basically, it's hard to be a breakout huge star like there used to be.
So
that's why you got to pay tribute to the OGs, because they paved the way. No, seriously, I think a lot of content creators and new amateur porn creators like me really need to like start working a little bit more with the OGs who are still like shooting, because I think why not mix the two?
Because you got to make money. So the question is, where's the money going to come from? You were mentioning earlier that people are buying 5-minute scenes. Well, they don't want a story with the 5 minutes. They just want to jerk off.
Yeah.
And God bless them. They're welcome to it. But it takes a lot of time and money and skill to make story porn versus just shoot the sex. So you find an audience for it.
And I guess this would be considered late breaking news on this show, but it's the porn show, so it doesn't really matter. But Richard, I had, and this is probably going to blow your mind because you probably don't even know what I'm about to tell you. Peach Fuzz will pick up on what I'm putting down as The Rock would say, but and Richard, you probably don't even know who The Rock is.
I do.
You do know who The Rock is. That's good.
He's an old football player from Miami.
That's awesome. Yes, he does know. He does know who Dwayne is. So, but well, I had someone the other day pitch me off of one of my adult platforms. They wanted to buy a custom video from me. And
wow.
Yes, I was quite shocked. You probably don't have any clue what a custom video is.
Well, I do from, they were making those back in the day when video started. I mean, Nina Hartley was always like my little sister in the business. And she was the first one I knew where people would request stuff for her to make. And
oh, okay. Well, that's awesome. Okay. Well, what I was basically trying to get to with that was that this custom video, they didn't really request much of anything, but they wanted me to shoot it POV style. So, when they're jerking off, it's essentially them doing whoever I would be doing in the video. But there wasn't much story. They pretty much told me they want the woman that I'm going to be filming with to wear yoga pants and to come in and thank me for doing the yard work. And then she's going to strip down and I'm going to fuck her. And that's it. Yeah. And I'm like, there's nothing else. That's it.
You're going to do that?
Oh, yeah, we're going to do that this weekend. But the thing is that
you're getting jiggy. You're getting genuinely jiggy.
I'm getting genuinely jiggy with it, yes. But Richard, you bring up an interesting deal there where nobody really wants the story anymore. They just want to jerk off.
Well, I wouldn't say nobody, but relatively speaking, there's not a lot of money in it.
Well, that too.
I mean, one of the things that my appeal in my day was I was a big appeal to women because I actually like them. And I don't generally spank them on the first date and things like that. So women were more drawn.
Spank them on the first date.
Women were more drawn to the story kind of form because they needed more intellectual involvement to give themselves.
Yes.
If not love. And men just need a hole. That's how men are. So anyway, that I don't know how you did. I mean, Candida Royale discovered that and created Femme Productions and was a big seller for the last phase of the film and video industry that cared about storytelling. And every now and then, I don't know how they make money, but like the Evan Stone, there are a couple of producers. The guy that did parodies, you had him on. Oh, Patrick had him on his show.
Yeah, I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
The Parody King. He made all the parodies. He made money. And he did stories. He did big videos. And they had interesting graphics because they were very phony looking. But yeah. He'll do the Deadpool or the Daredevil and all this stuff. And it's all that stuff. It's the graphics that, you're like, what? Yeah. So Peach Fuzz, do you often because I know that you are the queen of like custom videos and things. Wow. Do you have people want much of a story, or is it just, hey, I want you to do this and send it to me and I'll send you money?
It's usually if it's done up in a paragraph, it's usually just a paragraph of different things I'm doing, different activities put together. Yeah. The most well-thought storyline that I've had so far was Mr. Magneto versus Mr. Storm, and they had a fight. And I thought that one was pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hey, let's do X-Men stuff. I think that's
I recognize that.
Fantastic. I love that.
I got that. I know the X-Men.
So, if you want to go follow our guest, the fantastic Peach Fuzz, on the Twitter machine, you can do so. Peach Fuzz the Goat. That's Peach and Fuzz is FUZZDAGOAT. And she tweets a lot of interesting things. She retweets a lot of interesting things. Mm-hmm. I am on her Twitter, I think, all the time just because of the fact that she tweets a lot of content from really hot black chicks. And whether anybody knows it or not, I like really hot black chicks. So it's right up my alley, as they say. But so when you were on this, when you went to this event that you just came back from, what exactly did you do as far as content Or were you just hanging out and taking Instagram photos and Twitter videos?
So he's really good at promotion. So he had about, I think, 3 videographers on the boat. And then he had 2 people doing interviews. So he had a lot of media actually present.
That's awesome.
While girls were working and while making their money. So it was really nice how he navigated everything.
That's awesome. That would be great. So one of the things that Peach Fuzz does, which is fantastic, because one of the reasons why I really like her a lot is she's not one of these content people who doesn't want to share any advice or tips or anything. Richard, she is like, if you have questions, she will try to help you out as much as she possibly can. In fact, she developed a website at one point that has all sorts of things on there. If you're trying to get into the adult business, she tries to give everybody a little bit of advice, which I find absolutely amazing.
Where are you based?
I'm based in Little Connecticut, so there's not much people I can help out here, so that's why I do most of my work online.
Okay. Do you have a pencil or a pen handy?
I have my note sheet right here.
Okay, I want to give you my email address.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is to send me your email. I put mine on the air. It's fine with me, but I don't want to ask you for yours. I want to send you a copy of my book. I think you'll enjoy it. So my email is Barduke, B as in boy, A-R, D as in David, O-O-K. Barduke, one word. 555. Barduke555 at gmail.com.
That is awesome.
I'll tell you what a Barduke is. I was talking to my brother at the beginning of the internet days, and there was a lot of noise going on in my house when I was talking to him. He had just moved back to this country from Israel, where he had been a doctor there. And he says, your house sounds crazy like a bardak. And I said, what's a bardak? And he said, a bardak is a Russian whorehouse. So at that point, I was thinking of AIDS had just come and gone as a threat. Well, it didn't go, but it came. And then we figured out after a year you could have safe sex. So I was going to resume my career. And I was going to change my name from Richard Pacheco to Yoi Bardak. And I was going to be Russian immigrant, new to America, come to fuck all the women, make the money. But I did do a comeback. I did 3 movies, and I couldn't get hard in the first one, and I couldn't get hard in the second one, and I quit after the third one. But the idea that on the other side of this rubber was death, I didn't find it all erotic. So it was time for me to give it all up, and I did. So that's what a bardak is, but that's what I changed. That's what I chose for my internet address. So bardak lives. So drop me a note, and then I'll send you a digital copy of the book, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, I appreciate that a lot. I really can't wait to read it.
The foreword is by Whoopi Goldberg, who I knew before she was Whoopi Goldberg. So we go way back.
That is awesome.
That's wonderful.
So Peach Fuzz, what do you have coming up besides some of the various,
Technology is failing him today.
Technology is failing me today. Technology is against us today. Dang it. It is.
Well, it's nice that you have 2 beautiful hosts with you.
Well, see, there you go. I don't know if I'm back. I don't know if they can hear me or not. If things have
voices coming in and out.
Things have corrected themselves. I don't know what the hell is going on here.
There you are.
But so Peach Fuzz, what do you have coming up? Shoots and various conventions, all the various stuff.
Next convention is going to be Exotica, New Jersey.
Jersey.
I don't know if I'll have a booth because I plan to have just a little tiny shoot house of talent working together, so that might eat up a lot of time. And then after that is Exotica DC, yeah. I don't plan on doing too much more traveling.
Are you going to go to ABN in January, or is that...
if Dorky reels me into it, he did try last year. He reeled me into, where did we go? Yeah, XBiz. So
XBiz, that's right.
Get me to go to
at the Hollywood Palladium. See, Richard, they still do things at the Hollywood Palladium. They did XBiz there.
I've been there. They had award shows there from the Adult Film Association once upon a time. In fact, I went to an AVN one year. I think they held it in an airplane hangar. It was such a big room that, and I was there as they were giving me a Lifetime Achievement Award, and so I was there to get my award.
I was there to get my award.
We were so far from the stage that you had to take a cab to get from the table to the stage. I'm exaggerating, but it was like that. And we were watching the awards on the big television screen near us because you could barely see the stage from where we were. But I put a couple of rolls in my pocket and made my way toward the stage because I got hungry along the way. And when I got to the stage, the thing about award shows in the porn industry, the audience doesn't give a fuck. They don't care. They're there to get laid and snort coke. And who you think you're being honored? You're getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, and you want to wear you're gonna be proud. You're gonna be an award. Hey, Mom, look at me. They don't give a shit about you. The audience could care less.
Yes.
They don't care. So you get a trophy and you go home and you feel less than honored when the porn industry does you. They really do you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, as we wrap up here, let's start with the fantastic Playgirl Man of the Year from 1979. Richard, where is the best spot to buy your book and get involved with what you're doing online?
The best spot to get my book is www.hindsightbook.com.
Okay.
www.hindsightbook.com. And there's also an audio version of it, and there's a second book that I wrote called Return to Squirrel Hill, which I'm working on a screenplay about it, trying to turn it into a straight Hollywood movie.
That's awesome.
But both of those books are available in audio at howiegordon.bandcamp.com.
That's awesome. You're on Bandcamp.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
And listen.
You're probably the first porn guy I've ever interviewed that's on Bandcamp.
Okay,
Usually it's all heavy metal guys.
I want you very much to reschedule Peach Fuzz for another time on your show because she had the unfortunate experience of being on with me.
No. I think she enjoyed it.
She deserves more attention from you.
I think she enjoyed it. I've been trying to get her on with Patrick for the longest fucking time.
It was nice to have the double trouble today.
It's nice to have the double trouble.
I don't want you to lose airtime that you can use to turn into business. Because I'm an old man and I foam at the mouth easily. Interviewers love me because they can ask me one question and I can do a half an hour. They can sit back and masturbate or write a letter or something.
I love it. So Peach Fuzz, how do we get in touch with you online and buy your smut, as they say?
Ooh, buy my smut. I like that. The easiest way is peachfuzzxxx.com, and that's with 2 Z's.
That's awesome. peachfuzzxxx.com.
I want to do that. I'll take about a half a pound of Viagra and then watch it.
I got something there for everybody. I'm all around fetish.
So, Peach Fuzz, before I let you go, where the hell did you get these glasses? If you're watching us on any of our various places, BitChute or Rumble or wherever, these glasses are fantastic. Where did you get these glasses?
I love glasses. So a lot of people, they'll see me with different glasses on in most of my scenes and photos. I go online in Zany Octopolis, I'll order like 8 pairs of glasses for $100, all my prescription, so I can just switch through different pairs all day long.
Oh my God! You know what's funny is years ago, my lovely and talented, the fantastic Britannia, who you will meet in New Jersey, by the way. She kept telling me, "Oh, you've got to get me a prescription. I'll get on Zenny Optical and get you some glasses." And I got her a prescription, and it took her about a year, and then she finally got me some glasses, and the prescription changed. But she at least did get me the glasses. So
I want it. Zenny Optical?
Zenny Optoplics or Zenny Optical.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
I think it's like, what is it, XENNI?
ZENNIOPTICAL.
Yes. It's quite the deal. You can do all sorts of things over there.
I'm gonna check that
It's
out.
amazing. All these different shapes. You can throw any costume together with a nice pair of glasses.
That's right.
I just got these last week. These are my Buddy Holly glasses. If you knew Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel. You don't even know that song.
I don't. It's well over my head.
That's awesome.
I love those glasses, though.
Well, Richard, you're amazing. Peach Fuzz, you're amazing as well. We'll have to do this again. We should do this for a whole hour sometime, just all three of us.
No problem.
And maybe we could coax Peach Fuzz to bring in her knight in shining armor, Dorky Darien. You need to meet him, Richard. He is one of the coolest porn guys that there is.
One of the coolest cats. He's a dork. He's a nerd. He's a geek.
Those are his good features.
Richard.
Yeah.
Before we go, adjust the camera there and give Peach Fuzz a view of that room you are in.
Well,
this is insane. He's got all sorts. Look at all that.
That's the ceiling.
Oh, wow.
That's the ceiling. If you're watching us on BitChute or Rumble or any of the places.
Oh, I have the little ass disco ball that you do, but I don't have all that other shit.
That's my bed in the background over there. That's my bed.
That's pretty fucking cool.
He's got all sorts of stuff hanging around in that room.
Well, you know, my house, we live right in the middle of Berkeley, and I've been here for since 1971. And the house is so filled with junk. From yard sales. I'm a yard sailor. Every Saturday morning, I'm out there. And I have so much crap that the house got filled, and the outside of the house looks like this too now. So people come up and down the street just to see it. And it's very Berkeley. There's a lot of people have this kind of disease in Berkeley. And you see a lot of interesting homes. And I tell people, when COVID's over, you should look in, because they take pictures from the outside. But my wife and I are not bringing in people from the street while COVID is happening. Yeah. So we tell people when COVID comes down, we'll invite you inside, because if you think that's good, you should see what's going on. The only reason there is an outside is because the inside got too full.
Well, Richard, it's been a pleasure. Peach Fuzz, as always, thank you, and I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.
Nice
there they go.
You, Peach Fuzz.
The fantastic Peach Fuzz, the fantastic Richard Pachenko. I put an N on the end of it. Put an N on, what is it? Don't put a T in his name. Put a T-shirt on your back. I don't know. Something. That's a Bruce Pritchard reference. Okay. That wraps